Hello, welcome to Grandma's Laces Studio. I'm going to show you some Momigami papers again today. I just love the Momigami. And these are collages that I've done, and I've made a couple of book covers. So I did 4 of them yesterday actually. So here's the first one. Beautiful line of paper, looks much like a patchwork quilt. Here's the second one I did yesterday, and I'll show you how I did it. This is a book cover, not finished obviously, and then this is the other one that I did yesterday. So they come along, they happen really fast, and let me just show you. They're just beautiful. I started with a manila folder. I cut it down to be 6 inches from, I folded the line, and I marked it 6 inches that way, 6 inches, and then 9 inches tall. So each one of these are going to have not quite a 1-inch spine. It's like a 7/8 spine or a 3/4 spine. But I start with this, laying it down, and then a pile of wonderful, fun Momigami papers that I have torn up. So, and they don't necessarily have to go in any specific way. I do like to kind of lay them out. And in this technique, what I do is I overlap them by about a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch beyond the edge of the file folder. So, and it's okay if they're torn. See how some of them get torn? Doesn't matter. I'll show you why in a little while. But this is just a sample or an example of how I might want to lay these out. I like that a little bit better. And then maybe with a dark. I'm going to go all the way around, and the way I do it is I start on the border first. So it's so simple, you're going to laugh. I have a craft glue stick, was here a second ago. Looks like it flew the coop. Oh my goodness. Oh, there it is. The phone rang and I had to stop. So your regular craft permanent glue stick, and because you're going to be gluing right here, I didn't even need anything. I'm just going to run the glue all the way to the edges. And just be forewarned, Momigami and glue sticks are quite a marriage. Momigami is going to take up a lot of your glue stick, so expect it to go pretty quick. So I'm going to start by laying this one. You can see over here it's a 1/4 inch over, and the top it's about a 1/2 inch over as well. Then I smooth it out just with my little hand. I mean, you can use the fun scrapers to scrape it out too. And then turning it over, I just fold in the overlap. And on the corner, I know you can miter it or do other things to it, but I just fold it over and then use a little piece of glue stick to make that stay put. Coming back over to the right side again, pick up the next color I'd like to be in there. I kind of liked this little, whoops, it's a pretty flower print with a little gate on it, and I kind of like that. I'll put some other colors in here in a minute. So again, just so satisfying. Boom, 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 boom. And you can sew over this when you're all done if you want. I like the Mod Podge. So again, we're overlapping a bit on the side. Don't worry about mismatching, because it can be applied on top and on top and on top. So I think maybe a little piece of green down here might ground it, although I think I like the blue better. And that's not torn very straight, so you have to kind of use your fingernails, because Momigami paper is very interesting. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to make it a little straighter. So that's going to go down there. I print a lot of my Momigami papers double-sided, so you'll see the same on the front and the back, which is very helpful when you're doing something like this. What works on one side might work better on the other side. So again, bringing it over, and then turning it over and folding onto the back side. Because you put the glue on it, it sticks beautifully. So there we have the beginnings of our page. I don't know, I think maybe this one looks kind of goes good with the flowers there, so I think I'll pull this one in next. I'll try to not talk so much and do all this a little bit faster. A little fence there, which I think shows up sweetly. I'm always very careful when doing this that I do double up or very secure over the folds. We're going to be painting it with Mod Podge to secure everything, but for now, let's do that. I also tried using just the Mod Podge and then doing the collage on top of that, and I wasn't too happy with it. What do you think of that green right there? No, I hear you. No, no, no. Okay, another piece of that blue. That would be beautiful. Okay, again. And here we go with the blue extending over. Now, if you want to take your sewing machine out later, you can always sew all of this down so it looks like a real patchwork. I think that's where I was trying to go with it before, was to make it into more of a patchwork. Here's a good sized piece I think I'll put up here. Just wondering if I'm going to get, maybe I'll just do half of it and show you how it comes together with the bigger pieces you use, the faster it goes. But it also looks better with the bigger pieces, I believe. Okay, smushing it all down and then turning it all over. It's such a satisfying feeling when you turn it over and it grabs. I think that's a little bit too much glue. Ooh, we don't have any turquoise in here yet. Ah, perfect. It's best if you use papers that all kind of share a similar colorway to them. I love the pinks, and that even with the pinks, they have a lot of the light yellow, orangey kind of colors coming up. Wow, that's a beauty. Yeah, I kind of like it up that way. Your discretion how you want it. I could have tried the other side too, but anyway, let's go ahead and so that piece goes really nicely there. And let's see, I think I need a little contrasty kind of thing down here. So yeah, I'll do that one. What's that side look like? Too light. Okay, but that's the side I'm going to go ahead and use my glue. You see how fast it's going? Holy moly. Okay, I'll bring that right to there. And figure if I use a round placemat, I'll stay in camera, right? So it sticks to the placemat. All right, so we're moving on to the back side now. I think because I have that there, I'll put this one down here and then a lot of fun stuff in between. So I think if I was not doing this on camera, I would probably go a little slower and make more conscious choices, maybe rip up some more paper. So much fun to rip up paper. So laying this one so it overlaps, or it goes off the edge, I think is what I mean to say. Pull it up. Just turning it over. Maybe I'll turn that one down first. And these all just kind of stick to the back. And you can take this when you're done to the sewing machine and sew all the way around the outer corner if you want. So there's that piece. How many more orange pieces do I have? Not too many. Well, I think that's a pretty flower. So I'll show you how I rip my papers. And I'll use this ruler instead of any other. And it's great if you have like a sharp edge, because Momigami papers tear really weird. So just kind of easy. See how it's pretty hard to get a stiff edge on it, but I think I'm going to go for this whole piece. That looks pretty good there. I'm not too happy with this cut piece here though, so I'm just going to fold it, which will make it a little bit easier to tear. I'll just tear down that little piece. You got to really work your fingers and thumbs when you're tearing, because it doesn't tear like regular paper anymore. It tears like a fiber type of thing. So, okay. Oh, I think I like it even better that way. All right. Not going to play around too much. Try to get the glue on the best you can. It just really helps. The Mod Podge, of course, is going to hold it down too. But yeah, so taking up and beyond, we put that one down. And turning it over on the back side. And now we're almost covered, or side to side. We have this little piece here. And you know, those are great opportunities to add little touches here and there. I'll show you in a minute. That almost fits, but let's see. Why don't we take it and put a little piece here, which will cover all of that. Yeah, I like that. And and get it to fit as close as you can. You can always add more to the top, which is really kind of fun. Yeah, I kind of like that poking up from down below. So this piece will go right there, side to side. It covers up the little holes. Just going to turn it under. And now I need a piece that's going to look good here and here. I think I'm going to rip this one in half. Like I said, you got to go really tight. And I think maybe it will look good here. Yeah, I like that. Kind of go by your own eye. You know, I was a quilter for years, and half the fun was just selecting the colors and moving them around. And so this is very, very similar to quilting. And now we just have this piece left. We need something that's going to look good in there. Oh, maybe I'll use one of the blank pieces. This I had printed on the other side, and yeah, I think that goes fine there. Yeah, that's what I'll use. Now, I'm going to show you what I do. It's going to make you like, what? What is she doing? But I'm kind of a lazy person in many ways. And so, okay, so here we have, you know, the collage. All the Momigami papers have been collaged. You can keep pressing them down so that the glue sticks to it really good. But now I'm going to make a Mod Podge soup. And to do that, please don't freak out when I show you what I do. But so I just pour a little bit of Mod Podge into my bowl. And of course I slopped it all over myself. Sorry about that. And now I was going to add water, but my water is all the way in the kitchen. Oh my gosh, I don't want to get up and go all the way in the kitchen, but here's my cup of coffee. So watch what I do. Maybe I should not do it directly on top of the collage. So I'm just going to add about half again coffee. That's it. I just want to dilute a little bit. I figure the coffee stain's not going to make that big of a difference, but watch what happens. It just looks like creamy coffee, doesn't it? Coffee au lait. So, and it doesn't really make too much of a difference. I'm assuming it does put very light, kind of a sepia tone on it, but so that's what I do. And then I just take it from there and paint the whole top. I think I'm going to take this out. I don't want to get Mod Podge on it. So the Mod Podge, this is non-glossy rather, and it just helps seal up the Momigami papers. Momigami papers are very, very porous because, you know, we've worked them so many times that the fibers are very, very thin. I made way too much of my mixture there, but anyway, so I smooth it all around there. We can go back later and fix those little hiccups that happen. Just going to turn it around, and hopefully I'm still on camera, and Mod Podge the other side. So this is sealing it, giving it a beautiful finish. Wait till I show you the ones I kind of showed you, but I'll show you deeper. Just keep slopping on the Mod Podge, and then I set it on the floor in front of the heater. And that sets them, you know, Mod Podge dries pretty quickly, but when you add a lot of water to it, it's a little different. I also, yesterday I tried Elmer's glue. I used the schoolhouse glue, and it worked the same. It looks the same, but I guess I want to use Mod Podge, Elmer's glue. But there we have it. I think the whole thing is covered. There's some puddles that are thicker than other puddles. You can go back and look for where you might bring it in a little stronger. So that's my soupy Mod Podge mess, and I'm not going to set this on the floor right yet, but you can see, you know, that we've covered everything. So I'll set that aside and bring back my beautiful doily, and I want to show you in more close detail. I tried first yesterday using a recycled Amazon package, you know, because it has that wonderful, and then I was going to sew through it, but oh my gosh, sewing through the Amazon packaging was horrible. So anyway, I think I might just put a piece of lace or something else on top of it. But this is, I downloaded some quilt-like digitals from Etsy, and I'll try to remember to post those. So anyway, so I put those all down to create this, which I will eventually turn into a soft cover journal. Then I decided, that's when I decided to go, this is just 8.5 by 11 paper, because the that stuff was too hard to sew through. I haven't sewn through here yet, but you can see it turned out really nice. And I think this was the one I did with the glue. It works the same as the Mod Podge, but it puts a nice finish to, and then also I hadn't quite developed my technique of turning the corners. So, but then let me show you the next one I did. I used a file folder. I forgot to show you the file. Oh, I did show you the file folders. And anyway, and this first one I bent the fire, you know, it's already scored, so I just bent it to the 1/4 inch to create a spine, and I think it's turned out beautiful. I'm very, very pleased with it. I'll end up putting a beautiful piece of paper on the inside, you know, maybe something like that, that will finish it off beautifully. But so this is one cover done, and then I downloaded, I wanted a contrast, so I was able to download some digital pictures of cottages with flowers in front of them. So I download them, cut them up, and then I Momigami them, and they turned out beautiful. I wanted a contrast behind because this kind of just faded into the actual background. So I did another Momigami in green and ripped it to be approximately the same size to kind of frame that. So, and then there's one on the back side too. I think this is going to make a beautiful journal. I'm very excited about it. And then the one I love the very most is my angel. This one, I'm just so pleased with the way this turned out. I printed her, and I printed her with a little border around her just to give one more little element. And the border kind of reflects some of the colors in her dress. But again, I did the same thing. I used, rather than using the quilting, these were all very dark, warm, brownish colors, fall colors. And so I skipped over to just tearing up miscellaneous. You see, recognize that from one of the pieces. And did the collage, and then another piece of green Momigami paper with the angel right on top of it. Glued the whole thing down first with a Scotch glue stick, and then with my Mod Podge soup. I painted over the top. So there you have it. This one has a wider spine. Not quite an inch, but I'm so excited. I'll show you the pictures when I'm done. When I finish these journals, I'll show you those pictures. So hope you enjoyed. Like I said, this is the first time I've tried to show people what I did or how I did it. I'm not going to do tutorials because you got way too many phenomenal people out there doing tutorials, but this is just how Chris does it. So God bless, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.